Hello and welcome to the channel. So we've got a Marshall 75 reverb here. So this is one for the solid state crowd, and I do have solid state amps on this channel from time to time. It's not all valve stuff, tube stuff. This is shop stock and it's come in either part exchange or whatever. It's grabby, very grabby, so it needs its face washing. In fact, it needs a bath, to be fair. So we're going to plug it in and have a look. It's got a few issues apparently, and we're going to find out what those issues are. Switch on. It didn't like that, did it? But there's no smoke, and the bulb's not offered to light up, so I've got quite a high wattage bulb on this at the moment, doing a bit of frying. Let's just go down and show you, see what. That's a bit low. So you have to be a bit careful when you put in a solid state amp on a current limiter. If you put the bulbs too low a wattage, you can end up with DC on the speaker. So we've got a 150 watt bulb on there, which is giving me 233 volts going in. And if there's a short develops on this amp, it will still light that bulb and protect it. In fact, it's, yeah, but 100 watts a little bit too low for it, and you get about 150 volts going in, and it's borderline. It is for me anyway. So yeah, so there's a bit of rustling and rumbling going on. Let's take it off the current limiter altogether. Yeah, that's just, yeah, that's the bulb. Oh no, it's not. Dear oh dear, I think enough of that. So yeah, we've got some issues there, haven't we? So anyway, let's have a bit of a nosy at it, shall we? So this amp it's got a foot switchable boost. So it's kind of got two channels. We've got this boost here and normal. We've got a gain, we've got a volume and a tone. We've got a volume, treble, middle bass. We've got a reverb and a master volume to work both of these channels, how they work. Yeah, so these were made in the 80s, and when you look at it, it's very JCM 800 looking, and these apparently are, certainly if you look on Google, the kind of the solid state JCM 800 era amps that were run side by side, and they were marketing them. This amp has been in Cornwall for some part of its life, because Truro, the modern music in Truro, I wonder if that's still there. I wonder. I'm going to check that on Bully's price board. By Jove, Holmes, it's still going. That shop's still going. By gum, that must be from a long time ago, because it says 0872 on the phone number, and now that is 01872, I do believe. That's before we had the 01s before. Yeah, so that must be, that's old, because that's before we had the, on these area codes, got 01872 now, and it's only 0872 on this. So that, I can't remember when they started putting the ones in there. And if anybody knows that, let me know in the comments. So yes, that's really old. So this amp has spent certainly its early part of its life in Cornwall. let's go in with the camera and have a bit of a nosy. There we go. So if we look, we can see that clearly there now, and that's very faded. It's been serviced as well at some time. Serviced by Electronic Lighting and Music, and that was also in Redruth in Cornwall, and that was also a long time ago, because there's no 01 in that number either. Yes, so I have to check and see if they're still there. We'll have a look at that shop in a minute. We'll have well, at the end of the video we'll have a look at it. I'm sure some of you are watching know where it is and it's probably been in there. Cornwall actually is one of my most favourite places on the planet, and I used to go regularly in the 1990s, and I think I went a couple of times in the early 2000s. The last time I went was 2006, and yeah, never really get a chance to go on holiday because I'm always working, because I'm a workaholic. So yeah, we can see we've got all this gubbins on there. Got extension speaker 8 and 16 only, headphones there. We've got a level because we've got an output there, you can see, and we've got a send and return. Let's get this thing out of the case, but before we do, we're going to whip this off and have a bit of a nosy at the speaker, because these amps have a Celestion Sidewinder, and they were quite prominent in the 80s. There's quite a few of those around. There was putting them in quite a few of the Marshalls, and they're very potent speakers, as are, yes, 150 watt speaker. So most of those were 150 watts from what I can remember, although it is a long time ago. Don't see many of these amps anymore. Let's just back out, and then a little bit more. There we go. Oops, tap that so we're in focus. Come on. There we go. It's being a bit of a swine, this camera is today. Ooh, let's put that on. That's on the fast speed. If you wonder why I've got it on this incredibly long extension, is because it stops me from getting in front of the camera. People see unorthodox things when we're doing these amps, and if you see that, why would you use that when you don't need to? Well, it's simply because I don't want to get in front of the camera lens and block your view. Most people watching it, it don't really occur to them that, and why would it, you know, that some of these things I have to do because I'm filming the amp. So there we can see the Sidewinder amp, and you see it's 8 ohms. We could probably get a date code off of that. In fact, that T377, I don't know, there'll be a date code on it. I think they're normally on the chassis there, aren't they? By gum, there's some mess in there. Dear oh dear, I think we're going to have to clean all of that out. So the reverb tank's in the bottom. This amp has had a hard life. It has. Look at that lot in there. Dearie me. What's that there? Might even find some goodies in here. Yeah, I think that about sums up my look. It does. It's some old grotty pencil. Yeah, and a bit of tape. There we go. But it's all good fun. Yes, that's most unpleasant in there. Sorry, the camera's just most unpleasant, that is. I know you might not be looking at much, but you're looking at basically what I'm looking at. So we need to unplug this reverb. What's the speaker situation? Soldered on? It is indeed. So we'll have to we'll remake those anyway. In fact, we'll just cut them off. Soldered on pretty well. Let's speak. Magnets grabbing me cutters. there we go. So we disconnect those, then we just need to unplug, unless that's at the top. No, they're going through the chassis. Yes, they are. Never mind. Looks like we've got a BT cable holder in there, cable clip. Oh dear, it's grubby in there, man. Dear, oh dear. Oh. Yes, I think we'll take that outside and give it a good hoover. Look at the grime under the where the plastic on this under these things. Just that, the grime, filth. It's filthy. Right. So yeah, we've got this out, and we've got. Just looking at these transistors we've got in here. Got Drake transformer there, and we've got MJ2501 and MJ3001 there. See if there must be a schematic for it. I bet there is. Let's turn it over. By gum, this thing is grubby. I should have put some gloves on. Looking for a date. Yes, 4th of the 2nd, 1985. This was built. So yeah, mid-80s. That's about right, I think. Looks like it's had those changed at some time. So, but then it has been serviced. Looks like those have been changed, and fairly recently as well. By the look of those. Oh no, we won't put that under there. Let's use this box and get it a bit more stable. There we go. And we'll go up a bit with the camera so we can get a better look. So there we go. Look inside. Got this paint that's been put all over these things. Not sure what that's all about. Got some wood in there. Get that out. Just having a look. Nice and solid. Look at that capacitor. We'll test these, but they don't look like they've been in there that long, do they? Could be wrong though. These look original. Very clean inside and very filthy outside. So I think what we'll do first, we'll clean these pots and just eliminate that from. If we get those all clean and we've still got that problem, then we know that this and it looks like there's a few tantalums in here, and that's usually a symptom. If you clean the pots and they're still the same, it's usually a symptom of these tantalum capacitors is one thing we want to be looking at. Right, we'll hone in with old Percy Peak here. $2,280 at 0 ESR, and that's 2,200, so I would have to say that's looking about right for me. And that's great, which is good. $2,250, we'll go with that. No ESR, we'll go with that. He looks okay, and I say it kind of get the impression they have been changed, so we don't think we need to be bothering with those. Let's try some of these. In circuit leaky, not surprised. A lot of these you can't test. Yeah, you get that when and then when you take them out, they test okay. Yeah, they're all the same on those. Let's try this one here. 57 microfarad at no ESR. I don't think it warrants taking all of those out. It's not particularly megally expensive amp, and unless, as I say, we track a fault down to those. I think if we have to take this board out, and if one of these tantalums is dead short or something, then I will obviously, I'll take the board out. Then I might look at just changing these while I've got the, but to be fair, I don't think there's a problem with them particularly. They haven't got a lot of voltage on them, I don't think. Right, anyway, enough waffling. Let's get these pots cleaned. Right, let's have a go then. We'll start with that master volume, because that's the worst of them. A bit of gumption in them. So I use this now for cleaning pots, and it's great because it cleans them really well and it does not leave a residue. It dries very quickly and it doesn't dissolve the grease either in them. It's excellent, rather than spraying Servasol or something in there. It leaves residue and then more dust gets in there, sticks in all that, and then pot's just all gooey inside. This stuff's most delightful. It's not cheap, but it's most delightful. Right. Now we need a speaker connected to this now, because obviously we've had to disconnect the one that was in there. So let's tip it upside down. Ouch, that's sharp. Cobwebs and all sorts. Any manner. This thing will need some serious cleaning. It will. Right, so I'm just going to sort these out and get this connected up to a speaker, and then we'll give it a blast. Right, I've just put some insulation tape around those, because if they ground on that chassis, it's game over. So just keeps them. We'll just put the current limiter on that big bulb. So yeah, we've got that connected up. So let's put the power back in. That all insulation tape's good for, but it's good enough for that, just while we're doing this. Yes. Master volume is now obviously on this side. Let's just go back a bit and that seems to be behaving itself. Very noisy though. It's a reverb. Yeah, there's something not right there. Hello. Yes, so just switch off. I think there's an issue in this. There's either a shorted tantalum, or is then a diode or something short. Something's not quite right. Something doesn't seem right to me there. So we can see it's gone again. So the master now holds this. Yeah, so that bass control, let's switch off. But I think there's an issue with this. Oh. So maybe he didn't get enough gumption then last time.
Gumption, 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 gumption.
Oh, that's good. And look how that's calmed it down now. So yeah, so it was just the pot then. It's very misleading, but and now, yeah. So these pots have just got so much dust in them. That's calmed things down no end. The other thing is all the knobs are spinning round as well on there. See, the screws aren't tight on there. They're all pushed into the chassis as well. That's going round. It's on the stop. Let's dip these up. Oh yes, that's oh someone, oh, it's cracked. That's why. I can just see now. Oh dear, look at that. That's just the age of it. I wonder why it was spinning round and round. Now I know why. Yeah, they're all a bit loose, but not yeah. The treble control is not, and he looks like he's cracked as well, so that explains why he's not on correctly. So when it's on number 10, it's showing number 6. So yeah, that's still just about working though, but it's not great. And all the others are fine. So yeah, so a couple of knobs that have corroded, and they do over time. So yeah, we'll see if we've got a couple of knobs. That master volume, that's fine now. Now reverb control's okay. That bass control's fine. That's the camera. That's fine. So it's this treble control that's a bit swagey. So we're going to work on him a bit, give him a bit more. Oops, I think I yep. Once you get it in there, that stuff, well in it, it's brilliant. That no problem. That's fine. Fine. That one's a bit iffy. Oh, we've got a push. Oh, we've got a pull on there. Is that for the boost? Well, that doesn't. If it is, it's not working. Switch off. Oh, just watch that. Make sure that's all evaporated. Yep. Yeah. Good to go. So that's all looking good. It's just, I mean, the biggest problem with this amp is it's ditched. It's filthy. It just needs a damn good clean. In fact, it's probably one of the most grubbiest amps I've had in for a while. Grubby. So this pull out, see if it seems to be doing something. Let's try foot switching it. Well, it's gone quiet. Now I've put that in there. Weird. How weird. Right, you see the light coming on there? Something's still not right somewhere. See if we've got any dry joints. A lot better though, isn't it now? Much better. Ah. Haha. Yes, I knew there was something just not quite right. So yeah, we've cleaned the parts and eliminated that problem, but we've now got another one. So it looks like we've got dry joints under there somewhere, unless something to do with these sockets, because they're so grubby that maybe they need a good clean. So we'll eliminate those now off the list. Right, just fixed another problem now, because the amp is on and now it's really quiet. So this socket wasn't grounded properly, and it certainly is now, because the amp's really quiet. And if we plug a lead in, you can. So now we plug a lead in, you can see we unplug that. So that's working properly now. So that was a problem. Where's that pointer gone? Again, use that one. And you can see that, and I've also cleaned the foot switch socket and now cleaned those. So that was a bit misleading there, because now that's absolutely fine. So as I was flexing the board, there's obviously problems on this socket with it not being cleaned, and probably it's on this or on this one or both of them, and that seems to have cured everything. So I'm going to stick a guitar in it now and see what's happening with it. Right, I've got the guitar through it. So So we've got that tone there is not working. It is now. Something not quite right still. Right, just let go of these strings and there's something not right with that, and I don't think that's right. So I'll put even more cleaner in that. Something's not quite right, so I'm going to have a bit of a test round. You see, same on the mid pot, look. So yeah, I think there might be something on there. We're going to have a bit of a test round. But anyway, most of that was just filth really, and we blessed it with the holy water. See what I mean? Both those pots doing the same thing. So we'll have a bit of I'll have a bit of a test round, and then we may end up having to take the board out and see if that's. I mean, we can keep working on these pots a bit harder, just see if it is. absolutely bathed that now, and that seems to have sorted that one. So again, it just needed a bit more holy water, and the filth is no more. Yeah, a little bit still in the base. Master volume's fine. So I just keep working on these parts, I think, until I get them and I think that's all it is, you know. I don't think this, that, as I say, that's very deceiving. When I pressed the board, that was causing these jack sockets to flex, and they were partially grounding and partially not grounding. But if you look at that now, and if we pull the lead out, you could see. So I think that was just these this input socket here, and possibly even something to do with that foot switch socket, but both of those I've gave them a thoroughly good clean. So yeah, I think it is just, again, just grime. Right, I've just been trying to figure out how this all works, and again, down to my eyes and not being able to see with the knob there. That's actually pull EQ. So what happens is, when you pull that, the EQ comes in. So the normal volume works on all of it, and then you can see the EQ's working there. So when we pop that in, we get quite a bit more volume, because obviously there's no loss now on through the circuit, because the tone stack's been bypassed. So that's how that's working there. Whoa, that's vicious. This thing is loud. I mean, this, to say this is 75 watts, this is one of the loudest solid state guitar amps I've ever heard. It is brutal. So now we've got that out, let's just pull that. So this boost, this is the gain control. This got the volume. That doesn't completely cut out the sound, but it's actually in that circuit when this EQ is disabled. So pop that in. So that's with the boost full up. That is brutally loud. Because there's no, obviously the EQ's not in there, and I literally, you turn that up a tiny bit and this tone control doesn't work, which I presume is for when this tone stack's out of circuit. This then takes over, so at least you've got some tone boost on there, but that doesn't seem to work. Now if we pull that out again, these still work, and this doesn't work at all now, but the tone stack does. One of these amps that you have to just have a twiddle around until You find a good sound. That's not bad. Now I've got it on its own speaker now as well. So if we flick that in, now it's gone very nasally. Well, it just sounds more nasally because you've obviously been listening to a tighter sound with the EQ. We've got more volume. This thing is seriously loud with that EQ out. So that volume's kind of doing something. Pull that out. So it puts some body into it. It still does that when the EQ's out. So we turn all the boost out. We can go up a bit more on the master. Now the gain's not working, so the gain and boost, the gain only works when the boost is up. So now that's not working at all, and now we're just working off this normal volume. And this switch simply switches the EQ in and out. But that tone control doesn't work at all, so we'll have to see if we can find a schematic and just see maybe one of the caps has dried out or something on there, or maybe that R7, that C7, sorry, that we can see there, that ceramic, maybe that could be something to do with that circuit and it's gone open. Don't know, but that tone control is not working. And if you listen to that now, even though that's a little bit distorted there, as if something's not quite right. I've tested the 8-pin op amps and they seem to test okay. There's no, because normally what you tend to find on these, if you test that where the voltage is on the end pin there, we've got 16 volts on there, and very often if you test the next pin at the side of it, you usually see voltage leaking onto there. That tells you that it's blown, madam. But none of these are suffering from that. But having said that, now there's a couple of transistors there, so one of those could be leaky or damaged. I don't know, but that part of it just seems to sound a bit. Once you've got this got this up and you've got this EQ in, then this volume starts to work properly then. Once you turn down this boost and all of this stuff. See what I mean? Just something. And yeah, all of that's just been absolutely sound, and now suddenly now we've got this volume up a little bit more. Let's turn this full up, this master. So it only seems to be when you flick that there, like that. So yeah, we need to have a bit of a search round and just see what's causing that. I just wish them to shove those tantalums so far down so I can't get the meter on them, because that type of interference, I've had that before on some of those Marshall valve states, and you get this interference with the pots, especially with the EQ. There again, look, you see, it's almost like, leave it. I mean, it could be a dry joint. Let's have another probe at the board. Kind of gets a bit difficult because I've got the camera here in front of the amp. I've got the speaker at the side here because the leads aren't that long, even though I've put some jumpers on there. And then I've got the guitar hanging around my neck. I'm trying to... microphonic ceramic cap there, haven't we? Very microphonic board as well, look at that. And again, that's point. I'm wondering if it's those, you know. Just seem to be around that. Right, so you can see I've got this board out, and to do that, all I've done is took the knobs off, took the nuts off the knobs, and there were only 2 screws in the board, and then we lift it up to here, and all we've got is this wire, which is, if we look, is just looped through that hole, back down and soldered. So all we've got to do is unsolder that and we are good to go. And there we go. And then we just pull him through, and there we go, look. Easy as that. So that's a very easy one to take out. 5 minutes on that one. It's out in 5 minutes. And we can see that someone has been in here before. No question of that. Not quite sure why this wire is going from there to there, whether that's factory. 2.1 microfarad, that's correct. 2 microfarad, that's correct. I've checked on the schematic, so got one down there at the bottom, which might be that one. .2, that's correct. Right, I've just took one of these capacitors out to test these doubliers, and look at that. It's a 100 microfarad cap, 92.92, no ESR. I took the treble pot out, completely out the amp, and really cleaned it. You can actually get underneath, and there's an opening underneath the pot case there, so we really doused him. And I've put some Reverb Solid in as well, giving him a real bath. The tantalums all test fine, nothing wrong with those. All of these test perfect, like brand new capacitors. So I lifted a leg out and we've had a check, so they're all good. They're first rate. Everything, the capacitors in this, or I don't know whether these have been changed. I'm guessing they've been changed at some time. So remember, it was a bit microphonic in this area. So C19 is the treble cap. So I'm going to see if I can find something else to go in there that's a bit better quality. I often find ceramic caps don't work well in tone stacks. In my experience, they seem to and I don't always subscribe to this, you know, this thing, go out and buy a £20 or $20 cap because it's going to sound better than one that costs $5 or whatever. But there is ceramics and polycaps do seem to be different, and not in as much as tone either. It's more as function. So I've remember we did a Marshall a while back. I can't remember which model, and I think it was a DSL 50 head, and I put a ceramic cap in that tone stack because it had got that faulty mica in that was causing problems, and it didn't work right at all. When I backed the treble right off, it just didn't work. So it's more a case of that tone stacks don't seem to function properly when, or sometimes tone stacks don't, when you put these ceramic caps in for the treble cap. So it's not so much as one sounds better than the other, it just don't seem to work properly. So I'm going to have a look for something to go in there. Now that is 200 picofarad, and I took that out and I measured it. It was about 189. But I'm looking for something else to go in there, so I'm going to go off and have a rummage. Right, we've swapped that ceramic cap out, which should have been 220 picofarad, and I've put in a 500 picofarad mica in there, and the mica should be just fine in here because you can see him there, because we've not got the voltage that usually most of those in the tube amps, they've got a couple of 100 volts on them, but not in this amp. And it has transformed this amp putting that in there. It's got a much softer sound to it now. That's full treble, that's about half of it. It's not as shrill and nasty now as it was before. That's quite nice. And it works like a treble control should now. So no, those ceramics, they don't work well as treble caps, in my experience. So now how warm that is now to when we were playing on it earlier. That's 50% improvement on the tone of this amp. That is unbelievable how that's changed that one component. But those ceramics are junk, cheap junk, and they're just not right for tone stacks. You know, as a guitarist, when you dig into it now, it feels soft. It doesn't have that shrill feeling. coil now. That's with the mid full in. We've got all the bass in. That just sounds great. Gets a bit shrill with all the middle and all the treble in. Then that's just part of that's the circuit. But right, I think we can call that a fix. So I'm going to get the nuts on and the knobs. I'm going to swipe this knob off the back and swap it for this one, that broken one. Put the bolts back in, knobs on, door done, and then I'm going to take the cabinet outside and just hoover the bottom out. And then we're going to put this back together and give it a proper demo. Right, so I thought we'd just have a quick look at this schematic just so you can see what I've changed. It's not the most legible of schematics, but I changed C19 up here, which is that ceramic, 220 picofarad. I changed that to a 500 picofarad, and that has made this amp sound really good. So that's the mod that I've done there. So yeah, so that's the schematic. Just have a bit of a roll up there, you can see, and there's a date on there, look, February 1984. Right, so I thought we'd take a look at this Modern Music website. This was, remember the sticker on the back of the amp, where this amp was sold from originally. Whether it was sold from there new or second hand at some time, we don't know, but it was a long time ago. So this looks quite a decent shop. Got the Black Star amps in there. See what Marshalls they've got in. Orange. So yeah, they've got a fair few dealerships as well. It's been going about 40 years, this shop, apparently. Go to the contact. Got their own YouTube channel as well. Facebook. Vintage and rare. Let's have a look at that. Ooh. Early 60s Selma True Voice treble and bass. That's very nice. Sorry, this is out of stock. So we've got a video coming up on one of these amps very soon. But I won't give away any spoilers on that. They're a really nice amp, those Selmas. Not got the original knobs on that one. Yep, some good stuff. So yeah, if in and around Cornwall, or you're having a holiday in Cornwall, then pop in. Looks a decent shop, that. Right, I thought we'd do a bit of an up close and personal with this one, so we can have a look at the controls. So we've got the, you can see we've got the normal volume there, just going up to 10 o'clock. Same with the treble, 10 o'clock. Mid's just about the same. We've got full bass in. See, we put all the treble in. He's bright. But at least it backs off now, and you can get a much warmer tone out of it now. I've got rid of that ceramic. Come down. Turn the mid out. Yeah, so that's really sweet, that channel now. And as long as we keep this gain and boost down, that keeps it really clean. So the tone control doesn't work till we start to bring these in. You can hear it just beginning to work a little there. So again, this boost, this gain's not great, but it is a solid state amp after all. Yes, put a bit more treble in. And you don't need very much of that. That's all right. Yeah. So yeah, it's quite a tool there. Now we've cranked it, plenty of gain into it. Let's get a plectrum. It's not bad. That's not bad, not bad at all. You know, for a solid state amp, not bad. So we just need a couple of knobs for it. They're split and just correct. It's one of those things, those Marshall knobs. They get a bit, the screws get rusty and don't know, it eats the plastic away and it just corrodes. But yeah, apart from that, the one on the back, I was going to put the one on the back on there, but that's cracked as well. So I've just left it. So yeah, I think that'll do it for this one. That's yeah, it's not too bad. We've sussed out what we know the foot switch works as well. We've had that in, so we can switch this channel thing, whatever here. We've tested that as well. So yeah, I think we've tested just about everything. Could do with its face washing, but Lee will do that. So that'll do it for this one. So I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.